Welcome back to Afternoon Live. If you still have egg cartons left over from Easter, our next guest has a fun way to turn them into flowers for May Day. We welcome back lifestyle and design expert Tegan Enloe. Hi, Tegan.
Hi.
So great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
And this is the perfect time because last week we took care of the hard-boiled eggs. We got all of those taken care of, and now the carton. Of course, everyone has these laying around.
We do, you know, and it's like, you can recycle them, but this is so much more fun to like get to enjoy it by recycling it for in your home.
Exactly, and the price of eggs, we're going to use every last ounce of them, the eggs and the carton, right?
I know,
Make
it used to be that an egg carton was like a pretty inexpensive like craft supply, but like now they're an investment.
Exactly
so,
right.
Yeah.
But what you're making is so cool today. They're worth the investment. So let's take a look at what we're making.
Yeah, so these are flowers that are constructed out of egg cartons. And I have a couple here that I put together just kind of not painted, so you can kind of see what they look like up front.
Those are so cool.
Yeah, it's a really, honestly, it's a fun thing to do just like yourself. Like if you just want to do some like fun craft, make something for the home or whatever, but it's also really fun for kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
A fun birthday party, play date, or also girls' night. Have the girls over and do that.
A springtime party, and you can put them, I put them on little like flower stems, so you can put them in a vase, but you can glue them on canvas and draw a little vase on it. You can make a headband with them, like glue them on a headband. There's so many different ways you can use them.
Of course. Well, let's get started.
Yeah.
Show me how to do it.
Okay, so this is my favorite part about this. We're not going to use any scissors, because the tearing of the carton kind of gives you the petal edge thing.
All right.
So first we're just gonna rip off the top here.
Okay.
Get rid of all that nutritional information. And then the side piece here too.
And they are easier to tear than I would have thought, actually.
Yeah, I had some anxiety that like it was gonna be like really hard to do it, but they tear pretty easily. So now we're just gonna come through, and what we're trying to do is rip out each one of these little things. Just go with it, just trust the process.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make this.
And you keep it as not a continuous piece.
No, you can just kind of rip it. Yeah,
okay.
you can just sort of like rip this off, because what you want is a boundary like this that's kind of similar.
Oh, you took the whole thing off the top.
Yeah, I did. So for the outer petals, I break this into 4 pieces.
Oh, you're making me nervous. You're ripping it again. Okay.
I am. We're just gonna tear this like crazy. And then we're gonna take this one. This one I rip it so the petals are a little bit smaller. Okay, so now I kind of like push in the middle here so I can squish this together.
Okay.
And it just makes it a little bit smaller, so I feel like it fits inside better.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so once you have that, then
now we're gonna make the center.
You just continue.
Yes, well we're gonna make the center. So you're gonna wanna take your lid now.
Okay.
And you're gonna tear like a strip of it. So this is probably the easiest place to pull a piece off.
Strip down, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be super like big. That's probably fine. This is too thick though. If we were to like curl this up, it's gonna stick way too high over the top of our flowers. So I'm actually gonna tear mine in half.
Okay.
All right, now here's the mistake I made the first time. When you wind it, you want to wind it so that this part, like all the text and everything, is towards the inside.
Yes.
Otherwise it will show.
Okay, so you roll it just like?
We're just gonna roll it,
Roll it, roll it.
Yeah, just roll it all the way.
Okay. And how many flowers do you think you can get out of a carton?
So if it's a 12-egg carton, you need 2 of the little cones for each flower. So you get 6.
So you really can get a really pretty bouquet from one carton. Wow, okay.
So we've got this rolled up, so I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here on mine. Like that. Do you want me to pull a glue on yours since we're like, I've got the glue gun out here? Okay. And you wanna try and align it so that the petals are like slightly offset from each other.
Okay.
Because that's how they grow. And then this part here, I'm just gonna put a bunch of glue in the middle of it. I'll let you put some glue there. Okay. And then you just kind of stick it in there.
Nice. And I want to get to paint before we run out of time, because painting is the fun part.
It is. All right, so we'll just set this on here. So this is one of my like favorite hacks. This is, we'll get a new paintbrush. This is a vintage like double egg dish.
Yes.
And it works really great for like holding paint colors and stuff in it, and
What
keeping
a
them separated.
perfect idea.
And it just peels out when it's dried up and you're done.
So I pick one of these?
Yeah, just pick one. I have found, this is gonna sound silly, but like a lot of times flowers have sort of like a change of color between them. They've got a little dark, little light. So sometimes I just kind of mix. Yeah, so you're gonna come in and you're just gonna paint it. Now, if you were trying to make like a masterpiece, I might recommend that you paint this before assembling it, before you glue it all together. But if you had a kid that was working on this, I would 100% say give it to them after it's all glued up, because I feel like you're less likely to drop pieces this way onto your carpet, onto like the clothing and everything. So yeah, you just kind of paint each petal.
You can keep the paint a little more contained too, yes.
And make sure you get the front and the backs of the petals. Yes. So that you get all the way through. Now,
and I love your tip of mixing the colors, because you're right, roses are completely, you know, different colors all mixed together.
They kind of have like light and dark spots to it. Oh, yours looks really pretty.
Thank you.
I know you were, look at that. You're such a good job. Okay, so now if you want to put them in a vase, this is just some floral wire.
Okay.
And I am folding it here to make it shorter, but you can clip it. You can also use a pipe cleaner, like for kids or whatever, or if you just want to use one. So I'm just gonna kind of like put it together like that to make it a little shorter, and then I coil this here.
Okay.
So I've got a little base to it, and then I would put a little bit of hot glue here and just stick it on.
Oh, so easy.
And then that will make your flowers.
Just like this. Here's the finished ones.
Yeah.
Who says recycling can't be fun?
Yeah,
you know what?
It is. It's a fun craft. Like I said, you know, do it with your friends, do it with your kids.
I absolutely love it. That is just gorgeous. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have more information about Tegan on our website at KATU.com, and we'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.